thank you all for joining us this afternoon. I want to give a special thanks to our young people that are with us today. These are some of our high school students that are part of our jazz ensemble that have been providing the music. So if you'll join me in giving them a round of applause. I don't know if they're going to view it as an opportunity to take a break for studying for their finals, or they're going to blame us if they don't do well tomorrow for being here, but they are getting ready for their final exams this week. This is our last week of the school year, and so we actually have graduation on Thursday night, so we're very grateful that they would spend some time with us this Sunday to play that music for us. And it's just a very, very small glimpse of some of the things that happen here at Westbury Christian School. I am excited that you could join us today. This is a very special occasion where we're going to get to dedicate a portion of our building to two very special people to Westbury Christian. We're so thankful that Jack could be here with us this afternoon and that you all would choose to join us as well. Before we get started with a few remarks that I want to share, I want to play a video for you just so you can kind of see what happens during the school day when it's actually in action with students here. And then a few of our other former heads of school wanted to share a message as well. I'm going to apologize in advance. One of them, Mike White, his video when we blew it up is going to look a little strange. So he's not in hiding. He's not pixelated on purpose. It's just a small image grown big. And then Greg Lynn as well, who was the head of school while Jack was a board member, also wanted to share a message. So you'll get to see a glimpse of that. And then Mr. McCoy and I will share a few words as well.
Congratulations, Jack and Mary. I can't think of two people from the Westbury Christian community that deserve this more. You have been huge supporters of the school for a very long time. You're great friends of the school and great friends of mine personally. I remember meeting you as a young teacher. You introduced yourselves to me and spoke to me like you had known me for a long time. That impressed me tremendously. Your genuineness has always been an admirable trait. Later, when I was head of school, your genuineness was still ever present. I remember coming to your house to visit you and offering to bring you lunch. When I asked what you wanted, Mary spoke up very quickly and loudly and said, "Whataburger." I always knew that you were my kind of people. Jack and Mary, you have been generous in giving to the school and helping us educate students for here in eternity. WCS is grateful to have friends like you, and I count myself as blessed to call you friends as well. God bless you and keep you.
Hello, Mary and Jack. I'm sorry I couldn't be with you all today for this dedication, and it was disappointing to me to find out that I wasn't going to be able to make it to Houston to be there with you in person. I do want to say congratulations not only to you all, but to all of Westbury Christian School for this dedication, because when I think about a student life place being dedicated, I think that you are the epitome of a couple that deserves this honor, because you are all things Westbury Christian School. I remember the many times that you would stop by and come visit. And Janice Pearson would tell me after chapel, hey, you were already in the office waiting for me. And I think you would make those visits on the way into Houston, maybe even after a doctor's visit or whatever, but you would leave me with just filled up with energy, support, just always felt your ongoing encouragement, and that was a breath of fresh air. I know I speak for Bob McCloy and Mike White and the many times that you just came by just to encourage us. And I want to say to you that I think you're the model board members. Jack, you are so wise. You're a great listener, and you step in there and you say things at the right times. You hold me and others accountable, and you serve that school, that institution so very, very well. The two reasons I think you're great board members, I might add, by the way, is one, you know your lane and you stay in it very well. You stay on vision and not on operations. And two, not only are you an encourager, but you also financially support the school in ways, and your legacy has played a major role, and it will continue for many years to go. So congratulations to you both. I think this is an honor well deserved. I wish I could hug both of your all's necks. I love Westbury Christian School. I think the family, when I walk down the halls and I think of all the people that have been honored through the years, it's very fitting that you all will be added to that list. Much love and respect.
School architect and a school designer that came and walked around our campus and met with some of our students and alumni and teachers and staff members, and they asked them about their experiences at Westbury Christian. And they wanted to hear about the things that maybe they'd done or the people that they'd spent time with that gave them a lot of memories that they took with them, even for some of them even years and years later, or just special moments. And as the architect described those things, he took all these papers and they marked them on maps and they made notes about it. And he collected these and he shared that these are what he considered the heartbeat locations of the school. And I really like that phrase, the heartbeat, because it kind of reflects the life and the things that take place on a campus. And surprisingly, not really surprisingly, I guess, almost all of those heartbeat moments where they're drawing little hearts and things either took place on that playground right out there or somewhere behind this wall, whether it was on the stage, in the gym, in the fine arts classrooms, because of the people that they spend time with or the memories that they've made there. And so it truly is a great, I think, area that really represents the life of the school. Because aside from a classroom, that's where everything else happens in the school building. And for many of our families, for many of our parents, that's the only part of the school building that they ever see. Most of our board members never set foot in a classroom. The Glovers don't go to a classroom, but I can guarantee you every time there's a theatrical production, they're here in this part of the building. We see over and over again, people want to spend time seeing their kids do things that their kids do. And so the Student Life Center is absolutely where that happens. And so to be able to call it the Jack and Mary Gray Student Life Center, I think is completely fitting for people that have invested so much. For those of you that don't get to spend much time here, I want to share a little bit about what does happen behind this wall. One thing you'll find there is the WCS stage, constructed by many dedicated supporters of WCS many years ago. Students have the opportunity today to sing, perform, act, and try new experiences and explore talents they may have never known that they had. You'll find the cafeteria, where students fellowship with one another each day during SACT, during lunch, and before and after school. It's where many of our divisions gather together for chapel throughout the week as they learn biblical lessons and do service projects together. You'll find the McLoy Gymnasium, which is not only our competition gym for basketball and volleyball, but also the home of pep rallies, celebrations, PE classes, indoor recesses, and our middle school chapel program. You'll find locker rooms and team rooms where students prepare for competitions, but also hear devotional messages from their coaches and learn to lead devotionals for their teammates. You'll find 2 music rooms, one for our lower school music program led by a faithful man named Mr. Bill Ward, who has been dedicated to WCS for many years. He writes his own music for our students to perform and prepares songs to fit our theme verse each year. The other space is our band hall, where our band director, who's here today, Mr. Jacob Ward, who's an alumni, And not only does he teach band and encourage students to band, but he teaches a middle school Bible class as well. You'll also find 2 art classrooms, providing opportunities for students to explore painting, drawing, sculpture, textile design, photography, and so much more, some of which you can see on the walls around you today. One of our teachers is wrapping up an art project, an art competition this week for students where they represented the fruits of the Spirit, and another uses weekly reflection journals to connect art with Scripture. So these spaces are much more than classrooms and a gym and a cafeteria. They're places where students get to uncover and explore the gifts and the talents that God's given them. Places where they often discover a new passion, or places they may consider their home here on campus. It's places where they're known and loved and encouraged to do great things. When I think about these spaces, I think about a young man named Will who graduated several years ago. He was a big kid. He played on the offensive line. He was one of the few students from Westbury Christian that has gone on to college to play a lineman. We don't have many that are that big. But his senior year, we did the musical Hairspray. He never acted before. He never sang before, certainly in public. He never danced before. But Hairspray requires a lot of boys to participate. And so they were going around asking every boy that they could to come out and perform. And Will did. He rose to the occasion. He did something he'd absolutely never done before.